This is the first board, and I have some boomer cakes here. Really good shows. Had these for my finale last year, and it was a good show. Some of the feedback I got is there's too much going off at one time, so kind of broke it up here a little bit. So this one board is more shots than my finale for 2017. So this is going to be a nice introduction, kind of tribute. Hey, this is what we did last year, and just to kick it off, this is what I did last year, and showing the evolution for the rest of the show from this point on. It's just going to get better. All right, so we have 2 Eye of the Tigers. I got the wow factor this year. It is a world-class assortment, and it came with 7 cakes, and I was only expecting one of the Eye of the Tigers, 6 cakes total, but I got an extra one, so I was like, well, what the hell, why not? Just fuse them together, and so I have 2 Eye of the Tigers going off at the same time. So the light fuse, it is excessively long. I think that's probably a couple minutes a fuse. I'll trim it down, but first I wanted to kind of time out how long do I want to give myself to get settled and comfortable before the show goes off. So I just left it there. So it'll go off. Let me turn the camera here. So this one fuse will light these 2 cakes, and then you got a kind of like a safety fuse. It's not as, this is really slow, like 25 seconds per foot. This is 20 seconds per foot. So I got that, and it's just kind of timed and looped to go right after this one. This one as it shoots, this is just a time to complete that. So I want a slower burning fuse. Got an X connect here. It just seemed to be easy at the time. I had it handy, so I just threw it in there to light these 2, Gone Bananas and Sexy Girl. So those 2 will go off, and then I got another time fuse. I'm not going to leave it like this. I'm going to take these down, cover the fuse for the show. I don't want to leave this exposed for the show, but for now you kind of see the fuse work that I've done. This will be timed, and then it'll go off into Not in My Yard. Not in My Yard, I'm really excited about this. It's got a lot of varieties, a lot of different effects, and just to kick off the show with this is gonna be nice. I like as the show builds up early on in the show, this will just give it a good starting point. From there, we have an exit chain fuse coming out, and then it's gonna start shooting off some artilleries. Ooh. Well, that's no good. I'll have to fix that one. As you guys saw, when I was trying to pull this one out, it just came right out of the artillery shell. So I got my pick and hook here, and I just pulled it out. See what we're dealing with here. Looks like it just kind of popped out of there. Alright, so let me go ahead and set down the GoPro here, and then I'll try to do some of this work. Try to fix it up. String there. So I want this fuse to go underneath the black powder, so it has plenty of light. Just got some packaging tape here. A little excessive, but it was handy. Alright. Now I could choose to replace it, but the effect is golden wave crackling, and it didn't look like it was a damaging effect, you know, just the fuse came out. So this is part of the wow factor. This tube, it was called the artillery assortment was called Big Boss, and it's really rough looking shells, I'll be honest with you, but they got some good weight to them, and we'll see if the effects, I mean, that's really all that matters, not so much the aesthetics, it's the functionality and the effects. Gold wave crackling, looking forward to seeing what that is. So I'll leave that one alone. And yeah, same thing for these other ones. It's just the Big Boss artillery shell assortment. Just different effects. I'm not going to spend too much time going to each one, but they're just the single shots. Nothing crazy. I don't want to go overload on the first artillery shots, but that's just going to be good addition. I'm using a purple fuse here, which is a medium artillery fuse, and then I have some time here built in, maybe a second or two of length here. Then goes into a fast artillery fuse, and that's when it starts lighting off the finale here. We have Asian Sensation, which is a quick cake, but I don't want to go too crazy with the timing here. I just slide them all up and see how it works out. So as soon as like 28 seconds, then I have these ones which vary from 28 seconds to 35 seconds or so, I don't know. And then Hustler here, which is a longer cake, which is okay. It could have some time. And then I have a perfect fuse here, and this is, I think the show is like 30 something seconds, so I was like, okay, how long is 30 something seconds in purple fuse, pink fuse? So that's what I got here. I just used another X connect. It was handy. You can see I got a lot of zip ties here, so I just threw this in there, and that one's gonna light. I'm gonna fit it and trim, get off to the side, and this is gonna go into more artillery shells, and these will shoot off towards the end of this little finale. These will shoot off one at a time, and so it's finishing with some of these canister shells. Okay, and then when this cake's done, there's an exit out of there. So nothing like it's a lot of shots, but I didn't put a lot of time in the timing of those shots. I'll see how it works out. Alright, moving on to the next cake. Alright, so this is the next board of cakes, and this is number 2. Number 2's got a lot more, 500 grams. You see it's got a good amount of the artillery shots. This one's the main show. Nothing too crazy happening here. I got some moments where it's like oohs and ahs, and then you're gonna have some nice intense moments here. So this is the bulk of the show. Very quick, a lot of like 30-second cakes here, and I'm using a lot of the medium artillery fusing. Got some fusing in here to give the show a few moments of pause, just to build anticipation, and then got a couple parts here where it's going to get pretty crazy for a little bit. All right, so first off is Fighting Rooster. So from the first board, you got a lot of small breaks, some big breaks. Fighting Rooster has got good color, and it's intense. So when this is I'm gonna tie this to that other white fuse over there coming out of Hustler. This one's gonna add a lot of multiple shots at once. Where the other one, you got that from the 200 gram cakes. It's gonna be a little bit bigger shots. Really excited about this one. Got this in the wow factor assortment. Then we're gonna go, then there's an exit chain. It's gonna hit up some artillery. Here we have Zeus artillery shots. advertised for their color. I got 3 of those. Then Secret Agent goes into Secret Agent. The video shows a nice effect. I'm looking forward to that. Probably not something I would buy on its own, but I got a part of it bundle, so I do have it. Exit chain fuse here. Then goes into some more artillery shots, and these ones are more Zeus artillery, round ball shots. Alright, then after those 3 shots, it's going into both monsters and it's go time. Not large shots here, but definitely neat effects, good color for both of them, and they both have a glitter effect. Monsters really got a lot of the purple and green and like lime or lemon color, and then it's go time has more of the patriotic colors. So those are both going to go off the same time. A lot of color, a lot of neat effects with the glitter. It's definitely going to be an ooh part and awe. After that, it's go time. It's got a chain fuse coming out of it. It's lighting 6 artillery shots with a fast artillery fuse. This stuff burns about a second a foot, and what I did here is I have 6 triple breaks. So each one of these shots, each one of these tubes, there's a triple break in there, and I got 6 going off at the same time. So it's going to fill the sky with a lot of bursts in a short period of time. So I'm really excited about that, seeing how that will look as part of the, when I was planning out the show, this is something I planned. I'm really excited about seeing how that will look. All of these are the triple breaks from the Boss artillery assortment from the Wow Factor. After that, we have a green fuse, a safety, like a safety fuse. This is just going to add pause in the show. With all these bursts, just want to give it a moment. Maybe people will think it's a finale, maybe not, but all the same, I just want to give it a pause. So I add this longer time fuse. Then it's getting cooked off with Moolah. Moolah is a fast moving cake. Burst after burst after burst, really neat effects. Not a lot of color, but it does have some color, but it's going to be nice. There we got some more artillery. I think we're still on, yep, we're on the Zeus still. These are the canister shots. Then we're going off to Gravedigger, fast artillery. I'm really excited to see what this one looks like. We have some more Zeus double breaks. So we're kind of building it up a little bit. And our canister and double break. So we got some variety there. Then we're going off to Relentless. 8 shots of artillery and 1 bad axe. Alright, so Relentless, a lot of color. Shoots a volley of 5 shots at once. Got a quick fuse tying everything together here. I'm sorry, a fast artillery fuse. And then 1 bad axe, which is a lot like Fighting Rooster or Gravedigger, but it's got a more of the red and white color. So that's gonna be nice, where Relentless has a lot of multiple colors, so those going off, and then you have your big bursts here. So what I got going on here, it's a pink fuse, so it's a perfect fuse, a little slower burn rate, almost, and don't quote me on this, I think it's almost like an inch per second kind of thing. We have a triple break from Zeus. Then it goes into another triple break from Zeus. Another triple break from Zeus. So a lot of bursts in the air. We got 4 triple breaks. And then we got some canisters from Zeus and more canisters from Zeus. So these 4 are burst canisters shots. And you see I have them fused where these will go off at the same time and these will go off at the same time. Where here it's kind of timed out, a few seconds apart. All right, and that's board number 2. So here we have board number 2.5. I have the 2.5 because I've already created the show, and this one I kind of added last moment after the fact. And what I did here is took Guerrilla Warfare from the finale board and Magnum from the middle board. This was going to be an intro to the finale. This was going to be an exit to the main show, and kind of an introduction to the end of the show, which it still is. This is the introduction to the new show. So you see it's got a nice fan effect. If you haven't seen this on YouTube, check it out. Magnum. It's really neat effect, really good shots, multiple layers, multiple levels. Really excited about that. This came from the Wow Factor world-class assortment, and really excited about that. Guerrilla Warfare is next. This one is very popular. I haven't seen it myself other than the videos, but I'm really excited to see what this one has offered. A really fast cake, a lot of bursts. After that, see here we got an exit chain here going around. You can see a lot of crisscrossing here. It's just because of the way I laid the cakes out. This is the light going over under here to the Magnum, and then from the Magnum you have an exit chain here. And the way I did the exit chain is just 1, 2, 3, 4 lights, and then it bridges over here to the last row. Between here, that's where I created the chain. So what I plan on doing here is when this last one shoots off, it's already on its way igniting. But it's got a long ways to go. So hopefully where I tied it in with the cake and the length of fuse I have is not going to be too much of a pause. But we'll just see how it is and hope for the best. Guerrilla Warfare, like I said, it's got the exit here, loops around, fast artillery fuse, and then it goes into purple medium artillery. These are Excal shells, 2017 versions with the plastic caps. I've only ever shot off the 2015 and 2016 shells, or earlier ones. Last year, even though it was 2017, I didn't have these new shells. So I put these ones all by themselves here. I got 5 that'll go off one at a time, and then I have a pause, and then 5 more all at the same time, or really quick after each other. All again, Excal shells. Just kept it separate, all 2018. I want to see what they look like in the sky. After that, and this is the reason why I have a different board, a 2.5, is my friend Daniel got these brothers, the big bomb box. I think that's what they call it. All 4 assortments of the brothers bombs, multi-shot. These about 30 seconds a piece. Really good shows. I mean, each one of them is kind of a show all in its own. They all have their own different effect. Have a lot of unique sounds to them, unlike anything else prior to the show, where it's just bursts and traditional stuff. Here that we have whistling coming from there, from the shots, 36 shots each. These 4 will add about approximately 2 minutes to the show, just bringing these 4 together. So the way it works out is I got the light fuse here to this atom bomb, and then the last before the last 4 or 6 shots light, last row rather, before the last row lights, or as it lights, it's already lit a chain to the next one. So we should have a smooth, seamless transition from cake to cake. Hopefully it makes it just seem like one big cake. So atom bomb, neutron bomb, hydrogen bomb, and cobalt bomb. Those are the ones I've chose because this is a good introduction to the show. It's got a nice little finale. Neutrons bringing down the pace a little bit, but neat effects. Hydrogen bomb picking it up, or I get these two mixed up. And then cobalt bomb. It's got a good finish and good effects here. I think it's gonna got nice sounds. All right, so from cobalt, you can just see each cake has its own little exit to entrance fuse, so it all works out. So I'm from cobalt, got a chain fuse here, and it's going to be lighting the next board, and that's the finale board, which you guys have already seen or about to see, depending on how I edit the video. All right, that's 2018 4th of July fireworks show.